Well, slow start for TSM, kind of similar to what Liquid have had been suffering from in their games, but they came back in the end. They took away Inferno. Now we shift gears and focus towards Train, and this was the map that the analyst thought was VP's best chance to begin with.
That's true. This is definitely VP's home ground, I would say, especially on their CT side. I always describe it as the VP fortress going into this one. Seems like a lot of teams struggle to actually take any rounds off them on their CT side, but the saving grace for TSM going into this one, as it's not their pick, they will be starting on that CT side. And as we alluded to before, on
Device.
the online, well, we spoke to Device for this matchup. They said they're actually pretty confident on this one. On the online matchup, I know it's online, but still going 16-2 against VP online is still pretty impressive, considering that's pretty, in least being aware as to what they're going to be presenting to them this game. So they're definitely going to have knowledge on this. And after that first map comeback, they're definitely going to be feeling pretty confident, I think, going into this one. I think this is definitely a sign of things to come. We saw Dupree have a slow burner into that one. He actually ended up MVP. I think he had 7 frags in the first half, and then somehow comes back for 20 on the CT.
I think, yeah, absolutely. Those are all valid points, and it does bode well for them moving on to Train, which isn't clear-cut by any stretch of imagination. Again, if we saw the percentages from the pregame show where they showed the lineups, it's like 79% win rate for Train for TSM. Now, the thing with this map is that it's early on. You're playing, it's quite skewed. Some teams are really good, some teams are really bad and don't play it at all. So you're not getting a ton of information to get those percentages, but quite clearly it does indicate that TSM are very good on it as well. The one thing I always like from VP on this map is that they kind of develop the meta of being able to isolate either left or right, whether they want to wrap directly through Hell or all the way around the back alley. Coming out of Ivy, they'll smoke one side or the other and push extremely fast through that position. So it'd be interesting to see if they're still using that as commonly against a team like TSM that definitely sets up to shut it down.
And they've got that great fast execute on the outside bomb side as well. They've got some really nice running smokes and Molotovs that come out when they get our main entrance. And then we are getting straight into this one, Matt. There's going to be no messing around here.
Well, one more point I want to make, too, before we do get into it, is that in the qualifying stages, the online portion, they played Na'Vi. VP played Na'Vi on this map. We talked about it a little bit yesterday. In the grand final of the group to make it to this event, Na'Vi ultimately didn't even make it out of the last chance. So they went from being a map up in their group to not here at all, and it was because Taz had 6 clutches and an absolutely massive game on
huge
Train.
T-side from him as well. So we're going to map number 2. I know you guys are excited. Can you make some noise if you're still here, please?
You ask so politely. It's like, make noise. You're like,
it's getting quieter there. They're not as hyped as I would like, but here we go. It's going to be T-side for VP. They're going to be slowing things down here. Not going to be showing that fast rush we normally see. Zipex pushing into the lower ramp, though. So he's going to see these be joined by Dupree. So they're just trying to gain information. Actually going to be sending 3 players towards this. Neo's going to be waiting for them, spots them, and is falling back now. It's good intel from him and not actually sacrificing himself there.
A little bit of damage done to Neo, as we saw there, but not a massive amount. If they can group up and get the Glock train going, it ultimately won't matter. What it does do is indicate that TSM's gone very aggressive toward these upper halls. Zipex and Kerrigan both there. He's spotted at least one. I don't think he spotted the head of Zipex, but...
Oh, that helps occasion. Beat's got a headshot. That's going to do a lot of damage. Zipex now trying to push into it. I think he may have spotted the bomb there and have an idea as to what's going on, but 2 smokes still remain for VP. That does suggest they could probably go towards the outside area, but they're actually going to swarm the CTs now towards inside.
Very quickly, Zipex and Kerrigan go back inside the site as a result of this smoke as well on that ramp, and it's just to push them back. This might be to just discourage any flank play down ladder, because they still have to go back and grab this bomb, and they've yet to commit. Neo now will go to ladder. Taz follows up. Pasha's on the main entry, and Bialy's outside the site looking to lob some nades toward them. Speaking of nades, it does land pretty close to the edge of that doorway, and Taz is able to avoid the damage as it just barely didn't make it through. Dupree gets the first kill, though. It's Neo down, but watch for Pasha pushing forward. He's spotted up. Dupree gets him as well. Taz actually did find at least 1 kill, but Device has killed himself, and I assume that's from falling out of control room. But either way, Snacks is doing more damage, and Taz finds yet another. So interesting that we talked to him about being solid on this map, and he has a massive contribution in allowing Virtus.pro to start with the first pistol.
So TSM sacrificing, well, investing 3 men towards the inside bomb side there. Didn't really get much from it as well, because Neo was just at the top of the stairs, managed to hold them off and keep them there for quite a long time. They rotated 2 players back towards the outside area, and then we saw Dupree getting that first entry shot there. He thought that round maybe going towards their direction, but Device gets one as well, but then dropped down and created himself from heaven area. And then this is where it all started to go wrong, as VP made their way onto the bomb site now. And you're going to see no investment from TSM. I actually like this. I think this is a good idea. Actually not going to be forcing the issue, making sure they have a decent buy going into that first gun round.
Similar default spot for the bomb. In fact, the exact same this time, so they have the same options available to them. With rifles, this time the difference is that Pasha and Bialy are putting more pressure on that alley. Meanwhile, Neo takes down Dupree. Started again. He'll add more to it. 3 kills total as he lines them up, and now Neo will come away with 4 as he gets Kerrigan, and unfortunately we have not yet seen an ace today. Pasha will close out on KGB, but either way, very efficient stuff from Virtus.pro, who bought heavily into 4 rifles, so that's very important.
Absolutely. We saw 2 players towards lower ramp, 2 towards upper, just waiting for first man to get confrontation, and they all face at the same time. Unfortunately for them, Neo snaps onto all of them, gets 4 frags there, finishes off the Glock, and that's going to pit TSM onto another eco here. And you can just get a little replay of this on your screen. There's the first one onto Dupree, and then the guy's face, and unable to actually kill Neo there as he dances around the pole. And survives as well, so impressive stuff there. And you just want to assume that TSM are banking on getting the AWP out on that first round, so that's why they're taking this light investment. Not forcing anything too much here. Snacks makes his way down main, takes down Kerrigan, bringing it to the 5-4 now.
Pasha, though, is going to make it worse for TSM. Taz doing the same, left the device and Zipix, and we might have back-to-back 5-man remaining rounds for Virtus.pro. We know what that means T-side specifically, as well as they can build up this bank and have 2 chances to reset the economy of TSM after the first gun round, and that's going to be exactly the case. In fact, this time they lose even less HP. Pasha goes down to 86, that's it. And they didn't even expend all of their utilities to be safe about it, so they hardly have to buy anything.
So after that save, not investing into it, they actually can justify 2 AWPs going into this round. So it's going to be Device and Cajun B here. Normally the guys we do expect to come onto the AWP play. So that's going to be interesting to see where they're going to position this one. Device has got a decent spawn. He could choose to go towards Ivy. I'd imagine that's where he's going to go, leaving Cajun B to be going outside as well. So potentially going for more of an aggressive pick here to see what they can do with this one.
Puts Zipix solo on the inside side. He'll play near the ramp passively, and Taz is approaching very quickly. Turns to ladder, though. And Pasha getting Kerrigan means that the 2 ops are now in a bit of a problem, as they only have 1 rifle player near enough to help, and that's Dupree. They get closer and closer, dominating this quad position. They're able to walk onto the site. Pasha's got control of Hell as well, and the smoke in front of the stop means that they can walk even further beyond Z connector and plant the bomb in the process. Taz looks toward ladder, and they've got very good positions to hold TSM out of this bomb site. And Dupree, yeah, I think he's not going to re-peek that. Gone.
Yep.
And they'll save guns again. All 5 players staying alive right now from Virtus.pro.
Yeah, that's that very fast execute we talked about before going into this game. It's a really good tactic to run on the first gun round there. The CT's obviously getting the double up set up as soon as that bomb went down, unable to do much with it in terms of retaking. Device loses his AWP. He didn't have armor in that round, so he was with the glass cannon. Dupree answers back, taking down Neo though, but it's all trivial at this stage. VP can afford to drop guns here.
The rest just need to sit tight, don't peek. Taz is close, and Dupree gets him, so it actually helps them a little bit.
Yep.
Against small victories, bigger that they stayed alive. Dupree's the only one with kills. Actually, I take that back. Zipix got one on that save as well, but Device, it's harsh to say it. We're still early, but sits on -1 and 4.
Yeah, difficult time.
Can we even show that on this graph?
I don't think you can.
We're going to have to reinvent the graph to do that. But we're only 4 rounds in. I'm sure he'll come alive yet.
Yeah, absolutely. So, here we go then. They do get the double AWP set up rolling once again. It's going to be Neo this time on the AWP. So seeing if they can slow the pace down and work for more pick plays. Actually be going straight towards inside though. KGB opens it up, but Zipix spots 3 players towards inside.
Zipix gets another one as well onto Pasha, so finally TSM with a round that they can sustain him. Zipix a 3rd potentially, and it is Taz to go down. Bomb secured. Neo with a quick shot on Dupree up close. Looks for more and does actually hit Device. But it's Zipix with 4, holding on to that B site. 4-1 now for Virtus.pro, but TSM, they've still got work to do if they want the money gone.
Yeah, perfect play there from Zipix. He really is strong towards that inside bomb site. 4 big frags for him, and one of the biggest rounds after losing that last one. They get the money, start working in their favor, but this was a big round still. So Snacks and Neo, they're going to be running a double AWP setup themselves. So they have some quite fast rounds here. I expected them to slow it down with Neo on the AWP that one, but presumably they will have to slow it down this time considering they have 2 AWPs here. But 2-1-2 setup coming in so far. 2 players making their way towards Ivy. That's a place they're going to try and get the first pick, but Device gets it onto Snacks, takes him down towards main entrance. He's with the bombers as well, so now VP, whatever pick's going to be available.
I like this nade, doesn't land. He actually bounced it off the edge. It would have landed right on top of Taz. Cajun again putting focus on this Ivy position. And no surprise from Virtus.pro, 2 players already here. Nade does do a little bit of damage, but not really that much, actually. KGB only loses 7 from that. That high smoke in the alleyway as well does mean that Pasha has an available escape. But he's going to sit there, and Bialy's actually going to rejoin him, so they're still looking to put pressure onto this outside site with Neo toward ladder. He'll just secure the upper tunnels right now, make sure there's no chance for a fast flank, and then help his teammates raid onto the A site. And Taz is going to pick up the bomb and go through main right now, so it's a three-pronged attack. Cajun almost has to hit one of these shots at Ivy, or they're going to be in a lot of trouble, and in fact, he's given up on it. He's rotated around. The smoke's gone to the left, so he's going to go to the right. He'll meet them in the back alley. This is a good read from Cajun, but he still goes down, so Kerrigan has to win now at quad, and he's gone as well. Two very important kills for map control as Virtus.pro look to swarm on this outer bomb site yet again, but Dupree could foil all the plans. One kill, looks back, tops the bomb as well. Perfect timing from Dupree, and Virtus.pro left with only 2 players in 11 seconds. Might just have to concede the fact that this round slipped away on Dupree's massive play alone, and Bialy stuck in hell's going to fall to Device. Well done by TSM to pull that back.
Yep, more MVP form coming in from Dupree. Really did pull out all the stops there. Perfect read, listening to the footsteps, comes out, takes down the AWPer, and then the bomb as well. There was no time for VP to get it back into that round. That's pretty fantastic considering the money now for VP. Puts him down to the eco, and this is a real chance for TSM to dig their heels in and see if they can string together some momentum here. So we'll be going with the single AWP setup, it seems now. Dupree going with the rifle and an AK-47 on Cajun B. So just a singular AWP here, and I think that's probably a wise investment. It seems like Cajun B struggled to actually hold off the terrorists as they came out of the Ivy area, but now looks like terrorists will be going for Desert Eagles, P250s, and they have got 4 smoke grenades. So looking to execute somewhere and just get the bomb down perhaps in this round.
I think the interesting aspect of that last round as well is because they killed Kerrigan at quad, and they knew Cajun B was already at the alley. They killed him in the back alley. They assumed there wasn't going to be a third player, so no one even checked hell. And it would have been simple to put one player in that position and at least spot Dupree so they could not get backstabbed like they did.
Expect to see some big plays from Kerrigan in that position. He can be really one of the best movers on that map. Like, he can move around that train so well and surprise the T's. That round didn't really work out for him, but there we go. Cajun opens up with a headshot onto Pasha there. And this is what I'm talking about, Kerrigan. This is the area he's so deadly in normally. He's now just waiting up. They are throwing some smokes over. This is the bomb play we've been waiting for, and will Kerrigan be able to hold them off as he drops the incendiary towards Pop Dog.
And they have to walk in. They'll ignore Kerrigan at quad for the meantime. He pops back out and does spot Bialy near main, but he's actually gone away from the bomb site. Doesn't stick around to take the fight. And as his teammates walk in, he's not there to help out, and everyone's going to go down. This time it's 5 players alive for TSM. And with 3 rounds in a row, it's only 1 the difference with an economy that's growing.
Yeah, absolutely. So now VP will be able to buy into this one. AWP coming out once again.
It looks like
Snacks. We saw him AWPing on Inferno to some great effect as well. Definitely as the backup AWPer, he has some very formidable attributes going into these sort of scenarios. So let's see what he can do to this one. He is going to be a pretty decent spawn as well. We normally see him go towards the main entrance with this. That's where he'll be going this time as well. Yeah,
it wasn't like his spawn was any better than anyone else's, so this is actually just a straight-up call to let Snacks go for the AWP. Watch for the cross. Kerrigan gets by. He jumped past as well. Just enough to throw Snacks off. It looked like initially before that the Device would show his shoulder. Either way, they're safely into the bomb site now, TSM, and establish the defensive positions. 2 players again pushing out toward long from VP. It's Pasha and Snacks this time, not Bialy. He's gone toward ladder. Taz and Neo have actually put themselves in a position where they're boosting on the ledge at the inner bomb site to see through that upper window. Try and get information for anyone that rotates through the Z connector, but Xyp9x is already inside of it, and Device is there as well, watching upper with the AWP. However, he's going back. They've stopped boosting, thankfully, or Device would have been caught in that position.
So we've got Pasha now walking his way towards Ivy. He's just trying to do the distraction play here. If he can find a frag or even just isolate one player here, this would be perfect, because the rest of his team are making their way towards inside. So he has 2 choices here. He either tries and shows his presence now, or he tries to do the lurk as his team go into the bomb site. Interesting to see what decision he makes here. He has got all the way to the end of Ivy. No execution from the T's as of yet.
But no utilities for Pasha, so he's got to walk in and look the correct direction. And Cajun B's very tight to this corner. Meanwhile, Virtus.pro, they want the inner sight, and Pasha's still not moving. I'm a bit confused here. Pasha, he's just going to sit still, and finally he'll move, but it's so late. His team are finding kills on that B site, so hopefully he's looking to go ahead and try and flank them as Taz will put the bomb down. As Cajun B now has to fight with Neo. Device is low on HP, but Kerrigan's doing the same from the alternative approach, coming in from the hallway. And there it is. Pasha does arrive. 2 kills now for him, 1 into Device, and Kerrigan needs to stop the bomb plant, but it goes down just in time, so it's a 1-on-1. He versus Pasha. And which of the two was the better flank? Well, I would say it was Pasha.
So the whole idea of that is, right, so Pasha didn't want to show his presence whatsoever. He wanted to wait until he had the CTs rotating off, and that means he can get such an advantageous position, going along the backtracks, getting to CT spawn. Most flanks come in from connector, right, so the players will be above Pop Dog, and then they'll come down, go for the connector. It's so readable, and a lot of teams will check that, but you very rarely check towards CT spawn. So although Pasha looked like he may have been baiting his team a little bit there, it actually works out perfectly because he comes behind and gets 3 frags, and the bomb's been planted for him as well. So that's actually a really, really nice play from them. CTs will be buying up in this one, but that's 5 rounds on the board for VP. Unless you have a scout going into this round, Neo's going to be picking that one up. Looks like that fast execute towards the main site now, coming in.
They're very quick toward quad as well. Kerrigan's gone aggressive. 3 smokes to cover him off. Near electrical. But Pasha finding that kill as well. And it looked like TSM had a hook in the game to pull it back their direction. Virtus.pro has squirmed loose of the jaws. TSM sank upon them, and now it's going to be pulled back the other direction. So it became a tug-of-war right now because TSM are finding all the kills on the site. It looked like with Kerrigan down in that hell control, they might be able to sustain something, but losing the member down toward that back alley, and suddenly TSM pull it back. Dupree with the last kill. And they'll avoid having to eco in this next round.
Yep, and that's going to reset the money for VP as well. Only getting $1,400 going into this round. So they really can't afford to do too much. We saw Neo picking up the scout last round after winning the last one. I guess they didn't really have much to work with. Wanted to see if he could keep it long range with that weapon. Scoreboard up on your screen right now. Dupree and Zipex leading the charge. Zipex having a great game towards the inside area. And his flanks as well have been pretty superb. So now we have the singular orb once again. It's going to be Cajun B taking it this time. So they've dropped the roll from Device. And Cajun making his way towards Ivy. He's watching main at the moment. And this is the full eco.
This was the last time we saw him was in this same position with the AWP. And it was the round that Dupree clutched it out. Remember, this time he actually does get an early pick against the Pistols because it's no utilities, which is how they moved him last time with smokes on that alleyway. But the Pistols can't do anything. It's a fairly linear and easy shot for a guy like Cajun B to hit.
Oh, absolutely. There's like no real pressure there. Hasn't been smoked off, hasn't been flashed, just point and click in that scenario. Now the bomb's making its way towards main, it seems. Actually maybe going towards inside, just judging by the overlay. And they're going to just try and walk down lower ramp. But Zipex has been pretty hot tonight. Will he be able to these guys off?
And it is going to be Device. Sprays down 2. And Zipex will get the last. All we heard was A4 bullets, but the A1 actually got 2 of those kills on the spray, and now it is 5-5. And still money's grim for Virtus.pro. Taz actually goes straight to a Tech 9. The rest will bring out rifles, but Snacks as well is pretty limited. Only pulls up 1 smoke.
Yeah, it's going to be a difficult round for them. Galil and a Tech 9, they only get $1,900 going into this one. So definitely a round they want to win if they want to start getting momentum back in their favor. Let's see what happens now. Kerrigan picking up the orb. They're just swapping it around every single round, seeing who's going to be winning this time. This is actually really clever because he's going to go towards the inside bomb side. He's got 2 players there working with him. And actually T's going fast towards inside as well. It's going to work out perfectly for TSM. As I say that though, Taz somehow finds 2 massive frags with a Tech 9. Neo gets one of himself, and I don't really know how that happened. Taz with the Tech 9 doing some huge work there. And
also able to pick up a rifle because of it. He's pushed past Neo deep inside the site. Device will get at least Bialy down. That's at outer though, so Snacks has bomb planted. Neo's in CT spawn. TSM have a long way to go if they even want to get near enough to attempt a defuse. And Cajun B is the only one with a kit, by the way. Is he going to? That's the question. Pass it. Yep, there it is.
Way. Everyone's
crowd loves that.
$1,500.
Everyone loves a good knife. Cajun B, everyone loves a good headshot. That's 3 kills with the Tech 9 from Taz.
I love how they've been pretty quiet for even some of these massive rounds going in. As soon as their knife comes in, that's all it takes. They're loving it. But there we go.
See why we still don't have Zeus's just for that reason. Like, I'm glad the Zeus has been nerfed. By the way, we haven't seen it at all this weekend.
I called it was dead after this.
Very small. Yeah, you did say that. I expected we might still see it on eco rounds, but we haven't even seen that. But it was at least like exciting. There was that troll aspect to it, same kind of thing.
But there we go. I don't know how Taz managed to make that work for himself. That's sick. I said that's perfect for TSM. It seems like they read it perfectly. Open up a ramp, and 2 players watching the lower as well, but somehow that falls away from their grasp. But now they still can buy here with a fast inside push coming in once again for VP. This time the HE grenades from Zipex take them down. There's considerable damage to the rest of the team as well. They are going to continue up to upper ramp though.
After winning that eco, there is still a buy for TSM. That goes without saying as we're now into the round, and they've gotten kills with those guns, but they are still fragile. And it gives Virtus.pro 6 rounds T-side. Which is a lot more than they were able to get on Inferno. But Bialy now is going to search desperately to find at least 1 kill. Try and force something out of this round with a minute left. It's down to just he and Taz. Device, Zipex both on the inner site. outside occupied by Cajun B, Kerrigan, and Dupree. No need to shuffle anything. A 3-2 split is more than enough in this situation, and more so with Taz very far away from Bialy. It's going to buy them a lot of time before he even gets close enough to attack this inner bomb site.
Yeah, so they've got 2 smokes remaining still, so they can smoke down the lower ramp, potentially smoke off the upper as well, try and just get a bomb down, flash off. We'll see what happens here with Device waiting as well.
Well, the other thing about Taz we haven't talked about, the CT side, he plays this exact position Device is playing, and he's so good at it. The difference is that right now, Bialy has a chance to come above against Device, and Device hears him and it shuts it down. Actually, Xyp9x that gets the kill, but it means that Device was still in a good position to stop them being able to quickly rush through that smoke that they deployed and try and get a fast bomb plant. So
once again, the money does get reset for VP. This time, though, they actually have a little bit more of a bank in there ready to present. They've got 5K on 2 players there. The rest of them on about 2.5. So let's see the replay now. It's Xyp9x on the bomb side. Picks up the last 2 frags there. That's a big round, that HE grenade from him to start things off. They read it pretty well. It's going to be the 4 spy coming from VP here. They're going to go for 3 upgraded pistols, 2 Tech-9s and 2 rifles. And why not? After Taz had that stellar performance on the inside bomb site, obviously know what they're doing with them. So once again, they're going to be making their way towards the inside bomb site. They have favoured that the last few rounds. Maybe just checking out a little bit more of a fake here as they chuck some smoke through the windows. Xyp9x going close up on that lower ramp. Don't want to be pushing up. He doesn't show too much aggression like some players like Taz will give him right out there.
Oh, and Xyp9x goes down again. It looked like he was in great position to take the shot. In fact, it was only a body shot against Snax, so 34 HP remains as the Tech-9 wins again. Snax is going to push as far forward in this B site as possible so as to prohibit the movement of TSM. Cajun B, very quick reaction with the AWP, but Pasha gets back into him, and as they picked up rifles, it looks better and better. Twice now they've overwhelmed Xyp9x with pistols to take this B site on an eco, and already TSM are bailing.
Yeah, overwhelmed definitely is the operative word there. The thing is as well, what VP do so well when they go to the inside bomb site, a lot of teams will make the mistake if they get the bomb down, they try and play very passively. They'll hold back and on the upper ramp and stuff like that. VP know when they got their disadvantage in terms of the weapons, they push right down up to connector, getting into the CT halls there towards CT spawn, and it means the retake's almost impossible there. Cajun B came in with a fantastic shot, but Pasha cleaning up with the AK, it was a fantastic position for them, and left CTs were almost impossible tasks there. So they do save 2 guns, but that force buy from VP paying dividends there. 3 pistols and 2 rifles actually working towards the inside side. I think they're going to be better off, TSM, just playing the AWP towards the inside side. Now it seems like Xyp9x maybe struggling a little bit. It seems like that's the weak point going forward. It's kind of interesting how that's developed. He had a great start to this game.
Let's give the lead back to Virtus.pro as we hit round 14. They didn't quite have a fast enough spawn for it, but I almost would have liked to see them put Device again toward a very fast position in B at upper to help Xyp9x. By the way, Xyp9x not to put too much pressure on him or harp on him too heavily. He's actually leading the way for his team with 13 kills. In fact, 1 more than Pasha for the overall lead. Watch again for this pressure toward Ivy, and Cajun B, this time with the rifle and only 13 HP remaining, is playing rather aggressively toward that smoke, and 1 nade would do it for them if they lob that in. Instead it's going to be fire, so he'll have to go even further back. Flash, Pasha knows that came from the left, so smoke on the right, and now they'll rush toward this back alley. Cajun B almost got with the nade out, does put fire in front of Pasha, but he's too far forward and it's too late. Follow that up, however, and they do have a crossfire, and that does allow TSM to find multiple kills as Kerrigan again wreaks havoc from quad. Taz gets him in the end, and now it's back to the 2 versus 2 as Bialy follows in the footsteps of his now deceased teammate Pasha. And things suddenly get a little bit awkward. Both players on either side not sure where the others are, and it's ring around the rosy. Dupree might just come out, but too late, slightly too late. Does end up taking down Taz, but Bialy's got his teammate instead, and it's Dupree one-on-one with Bialy. Bomb dropped on the train in the designated bomb radius, but Bialy picks that back up and Dupree catches him, and it's 7-7.
Really is a back and forth affair this game. Once again, Pasha getting that opening frag towards Ivy. He seems to be doing really well this season, series, picking up 13 frags himself. He seems to be the one getting that entry frag almost every single time, getting out that main entrance towards Ivy, and then lurking towards that inside bomb side as well. He really has got a great skill set on this map. But now then we go into round number 15. It's going to be Device with the Mag 7 this time. And you see this play. This is the kind of player I was talking about from Kerrigan. His movement is so impeccable in that sort of position. He's really, really strong there. And now it's another force buy from VP. Obviously, going into the last round, you buy everything you can. So 2 Tech-9s. And Device now going to be taking over Xyp9x's role. Swag 7 in hand. He's going to be showing some presence towards there as well.
And Xyp9x is still in that inner bomb site despite not playing his default position, all due to the fact that Device wants the shotgun
Close range
to obliterate them.
See both teams clutching the straws of the buys. TSM haven't really got that much utility to play with. They have got a couple of one smoke remaining and incendiary, only 2 kits. The T's now setting themselves out. It looks like the full outside wall of smoke's coming in. Just trying to force a post-plant situation for them, give them the chance to clutch here. And if they win this one, they win the half. So obviously, huge opposition going into this round number 15.
dupreeh will make the call. The smokes have all come in. He's stuck in behind them. And although they get one trade from Kerrigan, he's given up quad now, which means Cajun B has to give up alley. Unfortunately, Virtus.pro this time don't have anyone in position to capitalize, so it's the right call from Cajun, but Cajun goes down to be alley. As the smokes are still in place, they'll be able to plant this bomb, but it's in the hands of a very weakened Bialy. And with Taz going down, there's a chance, but Neo fights through, and Bialy does take down Xyp9x before eventually Device does show up with that Mag 7. But it's all that's left, and he's at a very long angle. So Pasha will secure the half for Virtus.pro, 8-7, as they move over and watch out for Taz on the CT side.
They get in again. The Tech-9s prevail. There have been so many of those rounds where they force buy with those weapons. Rifles and Tech-9s, it seems to work so well for them. They get themselves into that position where the smokes go down, get the Tech-9s in real close range positions, and it seems to work out very well for them. I think there's 3 times they actually made that happen. So that's going to be disappointing for TSM losing rounds like that in so many different ways. But there we go. There's your matchup on the screen. dupreeh with 13 frags. Bialy with 6. But disappointing half, I have to say, for TSM going into the second one. It's a little bit of a highlights on your screen right now. This is the play from Neo on the inside side, taking down the eco of TSM. This is a must-win pistol for the Danish side, I would say. I think it goes without saying.
Absolutely. I mean, it is still a close game, and on the scoreboard you'd think, oh, it's not that bad. They're only going to get ahead by a few rounds. But, again, it's CT side, and Taz is an absolute animal.
This is the kills that impressed me the most. Like,
those were huge.
There was a full buy. AWP and M4 towards the lower round, but he manages to get that one as well.
You said, by the way, that it was 3 rounds that they won by forcing up with Tech-9s. Well, they won 8 rounds total. 3 of them were after the pistol, and 3 of them were with those Tech-9s.
Pretty crazy, right?
That's massive. Only 2 full gun rounds that they actually won. So TSM definitely have to address that.
Well, there we go. Like I said, they did lose the pistol and the first gun round as well, so they had a difficult start going into this one. But TSM, we saw them on Inferno, how strong they can be as well going into this one, so let's see whether they can do it. They're going to be starting out on the T side. They're going to get 4 sets of armor. Kerrigan going to have the Tech-9 and smoke grenade there. He's not going to be throwing it to a teammate to become that elusive raid boss we normally talk about. That seems to have gone out of fashion a little bit recently.
Yeah, it has, hasn't it? Like old school too. The Deagle in 1.6.
The interesting thing about this is TSM do this really cool thing where they use their decoys to look like smoke grenades going into the outside bomb site.
Yeah, Natu brought this up.
Yeah, this is when it actually can make it look real convincing outside play. It looks like TSM going straight to either. Going to be no messing around here to make the run to the outside side.
Snax is in good position with this USP, but he needs to find the headshot. Kerrigan has already taken down Pasha, which means they can get ever closer to Snax. He gets a little bit confused and actually puts some damage into his teammate. Either way, it's TSM with all of the kills, the bomb plant as well. And Neo desperate to play smoke out so he can limit his options. Narrow these gaps down with the pistol. So far hasn't found a kill and they've yet to push forward. Out of ammo, Bialy drops to dupreeh, and it's just 1 remaining. All 5 stay alive, and TSM, the all-important pistol in 8th round.
Now then, so we go into round number 2. This will get interesting. I would say with the better rounds VP have available, I'd say just probably not worth force buying into this. You don't need to. It's not necessary. Just keep the money at least strong for that first gun run and don't let that economy run away from you. We've seen it happen a lot today, actually. Huge comebacks coming in. You can see they are going to be force buying pretty much fully into this. Bialy's going to keep $1,000 on himself, but the other guy's getting deagles and armor is going to be costing quite a lot of money getting into this round. So here we go. TSM, though, going to be getting 3, making 4 rifles. 1 player, EB7 is going to be Kerrigan. They get the first frag on the Ivy there. CT showing some huge aggression, and Kerrigan replies. Bialy gets 1 onto Kerrigan, makes it 4 on 3, and it's a back and forth affair here.
It is Neo hitting that shot on Xyp9x, brings it back to 3 versus 3, and Bialy's picked up the SMG. So watch for Device to hit that shot. Had to as well, because bomb's still not planted. He goes down, so it still stays even situation. However, HP on Taz is only 15, Neo without armor on 76. Both with deagles, though. They can pull off shots. There's a chance for it. However, that's going to go the way of the AK instead. And with low HP on Taz, that'll do it. TSM will get away with it, but with only 2 players still alive.
So then, kind of got a bit scary there. We saw the aggressive push coming in from VP, managed to bring it down to a 2-on-2 situation, but now then.
Device lost an AK, so he's limited to just an MP7 this round.
This round is okay because
sure.
VP are just going to be on PT50s, and hopefully the rifles they have, and keep it nice and long range, actually allows Device to go in first in a certain situation, get on lower ramp, for example, get in there first, and even if he dies and causes a stack, it means they can fall back and keep it long range from outside.
And if he goes in first against the pistols and gets a bunch of kills, then the money is right back in his favor.
So they're going to go straight outside. Dupree gets one, Snacks answers back, then Device shuts down Snacks. And they should be able to clear up here. It's Device doing work with MP7. Looks like he's getting low HP though.
Yeah, low HP, but there you go. 2 kills with it, $1,200 gained back. As Kerrigan will fall to Pasha, but not before getting a kill. Cajun closes it out. They'll get their 3 standard rounds, much the same that Virtus.pro did. However, Virtus.pro also won the first gun round, and that's what we're faced with right now. Virtus.pro going all rifles as well.
Yeah, they haven't got the best buy going into this one. They got 1 kit and 4 smokes, 1 incendiary. Don't have the AWP either. It's normally one of the maps we talk about Neo being fantastic on his defensive AWPing on here. He can be not the flashiest player, but he definitely hits the shots between connector and outside, and going towards the inside area as well. It seems to hit 1 or 2. They absolutely has to. Kerrigan's going to be AWPing on the T side this time. So what's the plan here for TSM? They're going to try and do a fast tactic, like VP did on their first gun round. Looks like they will be playing towards the inside bomb site. Could be dangerous, so we know how Taz can be in this sort of position. He is absolutely fantastic, one of the world's best inside trained players.
Watch Snacks, though. We know he's super good at being able to flank, show up exactly in the right moment, and he's below that ladder. They are working on inner. He's yet to go up, but now he will. And if Taz can buy space and time, he might show up at exactly the moment he needs to. Bomb's going to try and be planted from Xyp9x, and he's just coming down the ramp. Can Taz, or rather, excuse me, Snack shut this down? Bomb's planted, but still gets the kill. And now his teammate Kerrigan's gone as well from upper, so Device has to win that frag. Does, and it's left to a 2 versus 2. Not only that, they're able to shuffle Device back over to that upper position, that common post-plant position. He's already used the Molotov off the door. That'll buy a little more space, but the smoke, nope, not used. Pasha thinks about it. Now he will, and it extinguishes the other Molotov. Perfectly timed, and he's going to hold this. They've got to walk out. Device goes, and Bialy's there to support it. They get the defuse. Cajun B might get 1 more kill, but a very swift play from Pasha.
We've seen that happen so many times at an inside bomb site. As soon as the smoke goes down on the bomb, it's utter panic for the terrorists. It's such a hard position to come out and spam the smoke, especially when you've got another CT defending him as well. As soon as that was dropped, it seemed like that round was tied up. Perfect play from Pasha there, extinguishing. He's waiting for that second Molotov to come in, you know. You saw it come down, dropped it on top, and then the fuse comes in. It's almost impossible for the team to actually retake a position. They have to come in for the full spray. He had his teammate backing him up, and then BP get back into this, 3-1.
Nade quickly in toward main, does damage on Dupree. Sure, the flashes, though, blinded Snacks enough to allow them forward, but Bialy's going to take a different approach than what we saw from Kerrigan, playing a more passive approach to quad. On top of the yellow train, spots up Device coming up as well, but Kerrigan hits him in the meantime, and down he goes. They've also lost Bialy. Pasha, which means that TSM are walking toward the site with numbers in their favor, and it's left to just Taz with a P90.
No
Can Taz do what he does, what we've seen him do 6 times against Na'Vi and clutch out a 1-on-3? Damage already into Device, low on Kerrigan as well, so there is a chance, even though he's got this P90, but like you said, no kit, so if they can hold him out long enough to get to the bomb, it'll favor him, and now he's got Kerrigan even lower. He looks towards Xyp9x, it's down and done.
Wow.
Oh, but Kerrigan just hits it with the AK.
That could have got really dangerous there. He got himself in the perfect position, 2 players on 1 bullet kills, P90 with the best weapon for that scenario. That could have been crazy, but I didn't think he had a chance there. He did fantastic work to get out of that connector anyway, but the thing is there, VP, after winning that one round, they lose their money here, going $1,400 into this one, and this is a really good opportunity for TSM now to grind some rounds out and potentially get 2 out of this. Could be a double eco coming in for VP. And Device still has the AWP. He's doing some pretty good work. They're getting those entry picks onto the outside bomb side there. Device going to be smoking up. It seems like their team will be going towards that inside play once again. Xyp9x just holding for the push though. They've got to be aware that the CP will be full eco here. Only get $1,400 for this. Kerrigan going outside, potentially for the distraction play with that MAC-10. Just working out if there's any stacks out there.
Taz is going to wait in the close angle at upper as well to try and use that pistol. Kerrigan has already cleaned out the connector, and he'll rotate back in. Here's Bialy coming from behind, a 3rd one for him. Cajun B finds Taz waiting from above. It's left to just Pasha, and Device is playing the waiting game with him.
We see Kerrigan do that so much. He did it on Inferno as well. When he knows the team's going to be so he's just more than happy to run his positions by himself, confident in his MAC-10 ability, and has another 4K for him. He did literally that on Inferno again, and just completely shuts down the CT side there. And you can see their money getting to a very decent position. After that round, Kerrigan actually sat on 11K here. It looks like he may be deciding to keep that MAC-10 in hand. It actually makes sense considering, like I said, VP will be going on to a double eco here. And this could potentially put TSM onto their 13th round and potentially take this series. This is looking very promising for them. VP are going to be doing the quasi-buy into this. Neo justifying buying a scout. The rest of the guys with Deagles and P250s. They have got some HE grenades. They're expecting to go those pre-nades potentially towards inside. Let's see what they decide to do there. Towards main.
Well, that nade's perfectly deployed so as to allow the cross. Scout does damage onto the AWP player of Device.
Grenade coming in as well.
This will take him if it hits far enough, deep enough. Do they throw it? It's not there yet. But Bialy's pushing forward with this P250. It goes to the right, so it actually avoids Device. Dupree, therefore, will take down Bialy. That could have been a lot worse or a lot better, depending on which side you're on here. And now Neo on top of the train tries to go for that jump set shot. Meanwhile, Taz does find Kerrigan. They pinch him off, and it gives them at least one kill to work with. 3 men still alive on their side, and a MAC-10 picked up for Taz. Zipix is already going to go ahead and deploy fire on the end of the Z connector. They'll follow that up with a smoke on top of it, bomb down as well, and Zipix will push as far forward as possible again, so as to cut off the CT players before they get anywhere near the bomb. And a good shot on Neo. It's all down to Taz and Snacks, who's got only 16 HP. Looks like the 13th round is in the favor of TSM. Very close, but not close enough. Snacks is able to take down Cajun B with a swift shot from the Deagle. Device knows that he's now in that Z connector, and if he's going to escape, he's got to surely cross by him. And he's got the first player already. Shuffles to the left far enough that Snacks is not spotted. And if Snacks sits this close to the bomb, though, he may be in trouble with only that 16. I think he's just far enough away now. Nope, not. Wow.
Down he goes.
Wow, I thought that was actually just on the edge of it.
Well, they managed to get 2 frags here, but buying that scout means Neo can't justify an AWP going into this one. So Taz is working out what he's going to buy. It's going to be 5 rifles once again. No kits purchase once now, and then we've got the double AWP coming in. Kerrigan and Device. This is probably a really smart play from them. They know the CTs are up against the ropes in terms of the economy. They'll be expecting something aggressive coming in, maybe that Ivy push coming forward. We see VP do that quite a lot, actually. Let's see what they will be going for as they make their way towards the inside site. Not actually be committing anyone but Taz towards there now, but we'd expect them to try and go for an early frag, considering they can't allow the bomb to go down here.
Device is in a very passive angle with that AWP in case Virtus.pro look to put pressure on Ali. And we've seen them do it. We've seen them actually flash through early on, and Bialy got a trade kill with pistols in the 2nd round.
Taz did pick up a kit. I missed that, so I thought they were going naked on this one, but they do manage to pick one up, so that's going to be something.
TSM's already worked in the upper halls as well with Dupree and Kerrigan. Getting very close to that entry point where Taz is staring, and this is where Taz comes to life in this B site.
It's perfect.
But it's the opposite side this time. Still able to get one. Looks for the 2nd. And they fall back. Kerrigan doesn't want to walk into that same mistake. Now he takes Cajun B. VP finally look to be in around here. 3 members still alive, though, for TSM. A Device still lurking with that AWP on the fringes of the Ivy Alley. Smasher, though, will get one more in Kerrigan. This is getting quite dangerous now for TSM. A 2 versus 5, and Zipix is going to try and work his way out from that ladder room, but watch out because Neo is going to get above him. There will be no way back up. And even though Device is just now arriving, in fact, he's going to go even lower. No flash. He's just going to walk into it. Bomb down. Very well done. Device manages to take Snacks, but more importantly, the support flash came over. And they know exactly where he is as the last man remaining. And they'll hit double digits now as well.
Really nice, clever inside positioning there from Taz. He had his teammate backing him up. They smoked off the lower ramp. He's able to hold that unorthodox angle that Tees didn't even think about checking coming into that. AWP walks in, gets taken down, and that's enough there. He got 1 frag, pushed them back, forced them towards the outside area, and the round fell apart for TSM from that point. Unfortunately for the CTs, though, this is a must-win round for them. Although the money's not too bad, a couple of players, if they lose this one with $1,400 going into the next run, they really will be in a horrible position and giving series points towards TSM. So this is a round VP can't afford to lose. 5 rifles this time for TSM. So they're going to have full buys going into this. Molotov smokes. TSM going to be making their ways towards the inside side. Dupree actually getting towards that upper ramp as well. I'm not sure if Taz saw him.
Is going to have to want to slow down this time against those 2 AKs that are on the outside of that alley. It's Cajun B and Device this time. The alley's also going to hold from hell. There's no one directly in quad. They've got a good crossfire set with Passion and Alley to at least cover off Ivy, and then if Snacks can hold them far enough away from the front of the bomb site, then they can actually still pull this off. And TSM's yet to decide. In fact, they might go with 3 players down Ivy as the bomb in Kerrigan's hands is coming back with Device. And Pasha's going to get aggressive on this smoke. This is going to get interesting and awkward all the same time as Pasha flashes through and then doesn't push. Cajun B doesn't spam into it, so he won't get the indication that there is someone up close. And speaking of that crossfire, Bialy's now being sold because they've actually forced TSM a player back towards T-Connector, and as they come in from ladder, they're going to find the first kill, but Snax and Bialy manage one more. dupreeh, Device, they walk in. The patience pays off, and that crossfire, or the absence of it rather, from Bialy definitely comes back to haunt them. However, Taz does hit the bomb planter, and it leaves us in a 2-on-2. Nade hits him immediately after. They're still in good positions right now as Neo's wrapped around, caught dupreeh, and he's going to also catch off Device. So 2 kills for him and a second straight round for Virtus.pro.
Making their way outside of there, just baiting as many nades as they possibly could, pushing Pasha back. We saw him utilize the last few grenades there and have to go back to the back tracks. They come out, find the kill onto him, but it's that great lurk from Neo from those back tracks that secures the round, kills the player towards Pop Dog, and then kills the planter as well. So VP, the round I said they had to win, they managed to pull it off. And it should be knocking TSM onto an eco round here, but actually interesting enough, they're going to be going for, they can justify keeping Karrigan and Zipex with rifles here. They have a decent amount of money for the next round perhaps, so let's see what they're going to do here. Actually, oh, they've gone straight in, so AWP has been salvaged for Device. They're going to be going for the full buy now. I thought they were just going to try and do the Tech 9 sort of setup, but...
Yeah, take one from VP's pages. However, the setup is very different from Virtus.pro. This time Snax is already in the ladder room. He's looking to climb it quickly and actually gets in behind Zipex with the shotgun. So he'll completely clear out the B hallway right now. And TSM, that means they're limited just to A. As a result of Snax doing that, Taz can rotate back over because they have lost Neo. Which does mean there's only 2 right now on the A side. Look at Bialy's position. This is pretty good. With the smoke out, he can actually get very close to the T's on the entry.
Cajun B, though, his way behind enemy lines, hasn't been spotted yet, and Bialy's ready for his kill onto Device. This could be huge, considering he's got the AWP as well, manages to survive.
Oh, that bails Device out. He may still get Karrigan down, but now it means that dupreeh inside the site's going to wrap back around to try and help with Bialy, but as he does, Cajun B goes down to Taz, and things still look favorable for Virtus.pro. Snax with the shotgun, already with one very fast flank, is about to show up on Device, but I think he heard him just as he touched that top rung of the ladder, and as he goes to throw out the pop flash, the no-scope comes in, and Device pulls it back even. Watch for Taz on the site, though. Fire engulfed in the background. He's got one on either side, but he's playing this so smart, and as they go for the plant, 26 seconds, Taz is going to deny at least the first chance, and if Device wants any chance of making this round possible, he's got to go down, and he's not. He's already going to keep the AWP.
Taz is so smart on this map. He seems to just pull out the big plays every single time, playing on that bomb train there, taking the bomb planter down, and putting Device in a pretty much unwinnable situation there, and it's another huge round for them to win. TSM force-balled into it, find the first frag, but it keeps getting exchanged, and Taz picking up 2-man there, and Bialy and Snax with the rest of them. So Device will save his AWP. VP definitely aren't out of the woods yet, but definitely going to help. 13 plays 12 as we're going to round 26 now. This is where TSM need to decide how they're going to approach this one. Will they be getting the guns to assist Device? I assume they will be. They probably have to go Galil's on a couple of players here, but dupreeh will be that one on Galil. They are going to be buying back into this.
dupreeh's actually going to go Tech 9.
Oh, interesting.
Well, we saw what Taz can do with it.
This is Taz's map. He's an absolute monster on here. And now TSM making their way towards inside. Not going to be forcing the issue just yet. Just trying to fight a little bit slower.
Again. Watch Snax again. Zipex needs to be ready for it this time. I'm not sure he's climbed the ladder yet. He may just be below it. He is. Neo's going to find Karrigan, but Snax is just waiting for the right opportunity. He's so smart in these type of situations. Nice shot from Cajun, though, through the edge of the smoke, and Neo goes down. Now the shotgun comes into play. Zipex knows he's down there, so he's trying to bait him out, but he's going to go up, and he gets caught. Zipex wins it as he looks for that one pop shot from the ladder, and unlike in Cologne, where we had the amazing faces of the casters, those hitboxes are no longer as much of an issue. Nice pop flash. This is actually very clever from Taz. Unfortunately, Cajun B's just far enough away that he can scurry back over to his left and get out of the line of fire.
So we saw Neo there take that first frag into the upper rank. He refaced and got destroyed by Cajun B there. And it's going to pick the advantage towards TSM. 4-3. Looks like they will be faking towards the inside side. It's actually worked out pretty well for them. Bialy's waiting for the rotation, though, in the pop door. Gets the bomb down, and dupreeh actually onto his back and gets a kill. I'm not sure how he managed that one, but here comes the rotation from Pasha now.
I thought surely Bialy would follow that up with at least one more, and it's 5 HP left for Pasha, which means dupreeh's easily able to take him down.
There it is.
And TSM pull the round back in their favor. 14 now total. Still okay money. Well, I shouldn't say okay money. There's reasonable money on 2 players, but not really on the others.
This is the worst position to be in this stage
what do you
of
make
the game.
Call?
Yeah, well, they're going to be forced buying into it. There's no point even trying to analyze what they could do. They're going to be buying into this one. They want to go for the win. They're not going to be going for a draw just here. But like you said, when Bialy was beneath Pop Dog there, I thought he was going to clear up. When you know players are coming, you've got the bomb in front of your screen. They have to come for it. It wasn't much time. Dupree, fantastic work from him to actually, and that's the shot from Cajun B I spoke about. Fantastic work from him to actually get that kill back, and it was huge to actually get that round for them. Double AWP set up now for TSM. No VP up against the ropes here in terms of the money. Snacks will be making his way towards main. It's a great flash. Could get the double kill here. Manages to get 1 and the 2. That's amazing stuff from him. Carrigan answers back though. And Bialy's right next to the main entrance. Potentially could take down Carrigan as well.
Snacks is so good in these positions, but Carrigan finds Bialy. You thought it might have been unexpected that 2 5-7s would be so close, but Carrigan took no chances. That decoy continues to rain. Gets closer at the E-box as we see the off-camera action. Either way, it brings us back to 3 versus 3 and rifles on everyone, including the AWP on Carrigan. No kits, keep in mind as well, for Virtus.pro. Hashes looks to go for this flank, though. This is actually well-timed. Kerrigan's just going to head in toward the site now, but he's still going to be in vision. As he comes around, he spots him going down now. This is where he'll execute Trigger Discipline, look for potentially more, and as he pops out, they turn back on him, so Cajun is able to get the shot, but he's taken down in the end by Neo, and it's left to just 1 player remaining in Xyp9x. The 4 spy prevails, and Virtus.pro hit 13.
That initial play from the 5-7, getting flashed into main entrance there, you can see it was a big, impactful play from them. And now TSM going to be on to Anika themselves. It's a chance for VP to get back into this and take it to 14-14. TSM not going to be forcing the issue. You're going to stick with some PT-50s and Glocks here. So the economy in terms of both teams is back and forth. And that was the round for TSM to take the pressure off themselves. And the huge player of the 5-7 there is coming in. Does go down to a 3-on-3, but Pasha with a huge flank there as well. Manages to secure that round. It looks like TSM will be going for a full on the inside rush there.
This is really fast. He's pushed out of position already, manages to stay alive, and now he's got to be efficient with the M4 1 and 2 already, but he's running out of ammunition. The 3rd is big, and now to the pistol. Is it going to be 4, but not more? Xyp9x will shut down the ace, but Neo's right there.
Wow. The inside rush coming in. We know Taz is good in that inside bomb site. Had he died there, could have been a different state of affairs. We know what happens once the bomb goes down, the T's pushed down, and it can be very deadly indeed, and he just manages to hold his own. And that first frag, giving him enough time there to react and take the next 3 as well. So good stuff from Taz there.
Talk about a round that matters. Both teams still fairly light on economy. 14-14, and it'll be match point for either of the victors with a fairly scattered buy against them. So this is essentially for it all right now on Train. Is it the series for TSM, or is it going to be map 3 for Virtus.pro? We knew it was going to be close. We knew this was going to be an excellent game, and Taz has actually gone past Dupree. That flash.
Okay, this could be big.
But who's going to realize first is the problem, because Xyp9x is still waiting at the top of the ladder. I think Taz has.
Oh, God. He doesn't know.
Oh, Dupree's got his back turned. Who's going to see the other first? It's Dupree, who catches him in the peripheral vision. And now Dupree has control of the upper tunnels. It forces Neo and Bialy into different positions, as Neo has to go all the way to B, and Bialy much closer to that Z connector. And TSM's waiting this out. They still have the bomb near the dumpster inside spawn, looking to set up a smoke execution on the A site.
5-4 now, TSM with the advantage. You spoke about money not being great. I'm pretty much going to say whoever wins this round is going to take this game. And now VP are fantastic in this position as the smokes come out towards the outside bomb site. Snacks managing to land a leg shot as well.
That's big, because it'll help them so much more just spraying with the rifles on the weak HP player, but they've gotten the kills. Device takes down Snacks, and Cajun B on Bialy at Ivy. Does mean that Pasha's stuck in the site, and it's all down to Neo. 1 versus 5. Very near the site, but Carrigan spots him, and that's going to do it. Match and series point, but only 1 to work with for TSM. As Virtus.pro, we did say it was going to be tight. They were in the better situation of the 2 teams, so they'll be able to bring out quite a bit if they want, but not still ideal.
Well, they've got 2 players. Oh, an AWP on Snacks. I didn't realize they'd be able to get that one. That's actually pretty good. But Scout on Neo, Taz with the Desert Eagle. If he's playing the inside bomb site by himself, I'm assuming they're going to put the AWP up to that upper ramp and try and just anchor him towards that position. That's going to make the most sense. Taz holding inside with Deagle to be almost impossible for him. It looks like they actually will be rolling with that. Going to be by himself, isolated towards the inside side. They're taking a huge gamble here. And now TSM just spreading themselves out. 2 players towards Ivy. Going to get smoked off now. Bomb making its way towards that area as well. So they have got the AWP on Snacks, and now Neo's going to be backing up Taz towards that upper ramp.
Dupree went very quickly toward that ramp at B. because he knew Taz plays it aggressively and very early on at least. So just by popping on a flash, Taz is forced back in the site. Neo has to help him out as he's only got the deagle, so Dupree just basically creates a lot of map control just on that simple rush play alone. And again, TSM setting up much the same. Device and Kerrigan outside toward the dumpster. Cajun B on Ivy. It's the exact same set play again with Zipix on ladder. This time they haven't lost anyone so far, though. That's a bit of a difference right now for Virtus.pro. And if they can create enough confusion and chaos, they might be able to find some quick kills. TSM already gone toward that Ivy position, or rather, excuse me, the quad position. Bialy manages one, but Cajun B gets back toward that Ivy. And Device with a shot on Bialy now means they can get the bomb down, but Neo hitting at least one, nearly lines up two, gives them the man advantage, Virtus.pro, and he's looking for the extra shot toward that main, and he's going to spot it. It's not going to kill him, though, through the wall. It leaves Device on 6 HP. Dupree is burning alive, down to 33, 19 in fact, and he has to move away, but a great shot from Device, and it's all now down to Taz. He's so good, but he can't clutch it this time, and TSM goes straight through to the upper bracket. Virtus.pro will play Fnatic. And much like last year, or rather last season, TSM reached the finals without dropping a single map.
Fantastic work from them. We called that VP were going to take that map hands down, and TSM showing that mental fortitude on the T side, managing. It was a scrappy affair, every round being so close there. So many eco rounds, so many force spies working out for them. But there we go. They finished that last round off 16-14. They wanted to avoid the overtime, and they managed to do it. Great stuff there from TSM.
And what a back-and-forth battle as well. Again, 14-14. That round defined the end of the game, but there were so many other rounds that economically really shaped how this stayed so close. Because even in the first half, it was back and forth toward the end of it. And 3 force buy wins for VP on the T side.
Crazy. That was the rounds they got 2 AKs, 3 Tech 9s, and it seemed to keep working for them. They actually won the first half, so that's pretty impressive stuff from TSM. Another amazing comeback for them after losing the CT half on their side, going in and actually showing that they can still roll with it and manage to get the 16-14 on the board. That's pretty incredible, and I tip my hat to them, like you said, taking this tournament in clean sets so far.
And I do believe for anyone that's still in the theater right now, TSM's going to go sign some autographs, but
so is Sadikist as well. So
that's okay. I will.
Yes.
Right. Unlike you, I'm not rude. I'll do it. Just kidding. Thanks for that, Richard Lewis. You've gotten Hendry in a lot of trouble, but that said, we'll let you speak your words about the game.
I like how you just couldn't not mention that there was a little prank that I played on you, Henry. But it just goes to show, doesn't it? Though the exercise that I was doing there, Henry. It's kind of like, it's almost like people just believe anything about anyone that they hear on the internet. Yeah. Welcome to my world. Anyway. Welcome in the world of CS, where I did say it was going to be a 16-14. I gave it the other way. I thought Virtus.pro were going to do it, but TSM have done what and none of us believed that they could do, and that was beat Virtus.pro on train.
Well, also, it's not as though Virtus.pro just didn't show up and TSM got this easy walk. Both sides, Virtus.pro was doing the crazy stuff that makes them so dangerous on this map. I mean, I thought after the first half, surely they've won after this first half. You get that many teams. You win the first half. It's supposed to be a CT-sided map, isn't it? So you're normally thinking TSM is a team that get by on those CT halves, but that was some crazy back-and-forth stuff on the T side.
Yeah, I mean, VP got a massive start. They were up, winning the pistol, winning the first weapon round or so. That was Dupree getting 2 kills in around 5 or 6. When the round was like going down to the last 15 seconds or so. And yeah, he got the bomb planter and the guy covering him. And, wow, I'm getting distracted here. Anyway, yeah, that round had massive consequences going further down because that's actually enabled TSM to make this into a situation where they actually were fighting for the victory because it could have really run away. Virtus.pro could have really run away with that.
Please stop talking Romanian RAs. Thank you. I had a little thought in my mind there. So, no, what was really interesting about the series, though, was Dupree carried this thing. I mean, map 1, he was brilliant. This map here, though, if it wasn't for him, it would have just been, it would have been what actually I kind of said, like it would have been like a 16-12, 16-13 VP win where we're like, wow, TSM's very good, but Virtus.pro a bit too much. Dupree was just the man in this series.
Well, he's been, I'd say, the man of the tournament for TSM just overall. Hasn't had a bad performance, really. Yeah. And has had 3 now MVP.
So, I will say, though, that whole thing about like the lube, obviously it was a joke because let's face it, that was in no way like a manhandling. No. What I did there. But no, that was a very close series. That was a great series. And that was another example of a 2-0 that was a phenomenal series, actually. Like I said, when these two play, it's champagne Counter-Strike. Because it was never that someone was playing badly and the other guy exploited that.
Yeah.
One team played really awesome in the first half, both times Virtus.pro. Then the other team came right back and was like, you have to match your level and beat it. And you had all these close rounds again, 2v2s, 3v2. And the positioning on some of the players was crazy. I mean, there was rounds where it'd be a 2v2 and someone would just sneak up behind both players and kill both of them before they even had a normal fight. It was such a weird match.
Yeah, there was a lot of back and forth. Let's take a look at the scoreboard, and we can just sort of start picking the stats out, maybe identify some of the strengths and weaknesses. But yeah, absolutely huge there. You saw Dupree just sat in his chair. Obviously, he doesn't want to leave. He's like, you know what? I think I'll just have a little look on Twitter. You know, and see what.
Here's something interesting though, Richard. Remember when they did the interview with Vugo from Fnatic, and they were like, "Well, who do you think you'll be playing in tomorrow's match?" And he was like, "I think we'll be having a rematch with TSM." So it's like, let's see. Even the pros don't always get it right.
Yeah.
I got this one right, guys. I'm just saying, you know. I mean, let's face it. What do they know?
Yeah, what do they know?
Taz is just really...
no, but here's the thing. Like, Taz always has good performances on train.
Exactly.
Like, always.
Unfortunately, after that map ended, I was watching all the Virtus.pro players. That's like a little sort of like pastime I have when they lose games really close. I just like to see what the reaction's like, you know. So I was watching Taz, and he didn't scream Corva. He didn't do anything. He didn't push anyone. He didn't say anything. All he did was just sit there. And you know that meme where it just says, like in translation on the bottom of the screen, like screaming internally. That's what it looked like. He was just like.
Well, I mean, you know, he had several clutch rounds.
Amazing.
Big performance from him. You know, top fragging as well for Virtus.pro, which is, you know, it's super rare that happens. And for some reason, it just wasn't enough.
Oh,
you know?
by the way, again, Richard. So Dupree, definitely the man of the series, by the way. MVP all there.
But
yeah, a little cheeky little 25 kills. I'll just pop that in there.
Yeah,
Too easy.
Yeah.
Too easy. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He just makes it
unreal. Isn't it?
It's not even the numbers he was pulling. The importance of the kills he was getting were just enormous. Train TSM would have not won this map. Unless it was for Dupree getting those 2 kills in that one round.
Yeah,
basically.
Absolutely. And, you know, you think about...
It would be a lot harder.
Again, you think about how maybe we're talking about TSM needing to win Train because Dupree dropped 6 kills in 2 pistol rounds, which, of course, is just hugely important as well. So he's been just a talismanic player for his team. But again, it's got to be said, if you look at the numbers there, just the way that the frags are spread out. It's
you know,
I
like to do it by the numbers, Richard.
I do know that.
That's the way I always do it.
You know, that you can see that everyone on TSM is pulling their weight. Like Carrigan with 23. You know, I mean, this was a great performance. And it's like you say, you know, sure, maybe Virtus.pro, they were still having good rounds and they were putting up some decent numbers. But actually, you can see with Bialy and Snacks.
By the way, on that topic, we're talking about the man of the series, etc. I'd said that at the moment, the one consistent for VP, even if they lost, was Snacks was always, he was near that 20 figure every time.
Yeah.
He's had a bad series. Both games, he's really struggled. I mean, what's weird is, right at the end of the game there, he had that ridiculous 5-7 round where someone flashed him in. He killed 2. That was about all he did in the whole series, it felt like. I never saw him elsewhere. He wasn't getting even, that's another thing. It's kind of what you said about Dupree. It wouldn't have mattered that he didn't get the frags if he at least was like winning those clutch rounds or getting those like crazy disruptive plays where it makes the enemy think twice. He wasn't a factor in this series. He had like that crazy no-scope on Inferno. He had the 5-7 kills. I think that was about all I saw.
Great example also of Carrigan's versatility as an in-game leader.
Yeah.
Having 5 first kills, picking up the op, getting a lot of picks on that one as well. So, yeah, there's an all-around great performance from TSM.
Yeah, really, really good. We'll have a look at the heat maps now. I mean, again, we know pretty much where all the action's happening, but we'll see. And we've got the map for you, so you can see as well. You know, just the A bomb site lit up like a Christmas tree there, and you know, it just shows again that much like the Inferno game, much like a lot of the games we've actually seen when you talk about elite level teams, this is about retakes. This is about, you know, retakes, clutches, stopping plants, playing close to the clock. There was a lot of cut and thrust in this. I mean, I knew it was going to be close, like I said, but I just didn't think TSM could have that edge to win.
The thing is, a lot of teams actually still struggle with the inner bomb side on the T side. They can actually enter it, but holding it seems to be a trouble.
Yeah, but I mean, historically, it's always been very difficult to hold.
Exactly.
It's quite easy to get the plant. It used to be a go-to pistol round strat or a go-to eco strat because you're like, look, we can guarantee a plant here, sort the economy out, get the economy rolling. So that would always be the choice. But you're absolutely right. It seems in CS:GO actually it's even harder to hold.
Well, the thing
than
is,
it has
though,
been in previous iterations.
That's one of the things that's made Virtus.pro strong. Is that in theory, you have to realize, if we're being fair, in theory, Taz is the weakest player on their team. He's the weakest skill-wise, performance-wise, does the least important role. But that's his best map, and he's from 1.6, he was amazing at the train lower ramp. He's still ridiculous at it now. His timing and knowing when to go up and flank you or when to pull back, he's still really good. He can always stop a rush there. You saw in this game, that's part of how he's getting those kills. They were feeding kills into him, rushing into there. He was having a great game. So the foundation was there for VP to win, even in spite of a bad Snacks performance. But TSM was on a slight. In terms of the whole team, it felt like they were on a higher level this time.
But Taz, just to point him out on this bomb side, inner bomb side, because why is he so good is because he takes the best angles out of anyone who plays that inner bomb side. He doesn't take too edgy. He lets the turrets actually fall, like run into him, not take too sharp angles.
So it's a mistake to be too edgy. I'm learning a lot on this desk here. You're not supposed to just be doing petty vendettas.
Yeah, petty vendettas
too
are
edgy.
Out. Yeah, too edgy. I mean, honestly,
Henry G, like that time he told that fan to get out of the country or something. I don't know. A lot of things going on there.
That was unreal.
It's hard to keep track of everything.
I know.
That definitely happened, though.
Yeah,
right?
it's all a blur. Like.
It's live and learn.
Yeah. So, look, let's bring up the MVP. I
think we know who it is. I mean, he only had, 60 kills or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There it is. It's your boy Dupree. But again, it's not just the numbers. It's the type of kills he was getting. It was the importance of the kills. All of them absolutely vital to his team.
I mean, yeah, Inferno, I think they would have been in huge troubles had he not got those 3 kills on that T pistol round. Ended up with 4 rounds total on that T side. Then, like I mentioned, on train, getting those 2 kills on the round 6 or so with 15 seconds remaining. Bomb was dropped, another guy goes down, time runs out, and that actually gives TSM a bit of a run with some rounds to work with.
Yeah, just an absolute beast, and we'll stop talking about him. Like you can hear it from the horse's mouth. We've got an interview with Dupree now.
Who is a horse?
Yeah, guys, we are here with Dupree, the MVP of the series. Dupree, how do you feel? You managed to upset the coach of Fnatic, and you made an impressive performance on train. Talk to me a little bit about that.
It's great to get to another grand final. We're super happy about that. That's always the goal. Obviously, the goal is to win, but the first step is to go into the grand final, so you at least secure top 2. Well, everyone played really well today. The team communication was pretty good. We had some mistakes here and there, but that's pretty common. And it was like I predicted, it's always close against Virtus.pro because they're a super good team, and I have a lot of respect for them. So, yeah, they're a really good team.
So now in the grand final, you start with 1-0. Who do you think you will face?
I just want to beat Fnatic again.
Okay, thank you. Congrats. Take it away, guys.
That was quick. I know. All right, Dupree. He wants to get back to Twitter. In
some ways, we could call TSM Fnatic kind of the champions and the Nordic derby. You see what I did there?
Yeah,
it's a horse.
Yeah, I get it, mate. I get it. It just doesn't work. You've already used up the horse jokes on Kiyashima, mate. So let's sort of break it down just a little bit more before we wrap up. I mean, TSM there, I think it works out. They've done 12 maps in a row now across the last 8 matches. So they're in a great run of form. Just saying. Maybe we're supposed to bring these kind of things up on an analysis desk. I don't know. Maybe I don't know anything.
I mean, yeah.
What do you mean across the last 8 matches, though?
8 series.
Again, 2.
I don't know. Look, I can't. You don't want to be the historian. I'm just bringing up. Here's some crumbs of information. Here's some crumbs of information. You guys go ham with it. I'm the host.
Just asking. You'd be interested now.
Oh my God.
Do you want to do this? Should we just wrap up?
I thought it was a good game. It delivered on the promise of what it was going to be. It shows how good the matchup is, that even when it was a 2-0, it was a great 2-0. I mean, I've seen 2-1s that were much worse than that, much less competitive. And I definitely don't think because VP lost that they can't win the tournament or they're out of the tournament or whatever. Now, if you're Fnatic, you've got to challenge again because remember, this is the VP that last time you played them, they stomped you. So I don't know that. That's why I actually think Fnatic wanted TSM to come down. I think maybe they had a better chance there. I'm not sure.
I actually think Fnatic are going to be getting some sleepless nights tonight, knowing that they've got to play a Virtus.pro who have got overnight to again go through their problems, have one of their famous family meetings.
The thing is, though, Virtus.pro thought the comeback to the trash talk from TSM was that line about they're going to bring some dildos with them. In the end, they kind of screwed themselves.
Nice. No,
I think Angel does on Twitter summed this up. He was actually referring to Device, but I'm just going to refer to TSM as a whole. TSM's become from being a joke to being able to joke at LAN.
Yeah, it's good. It's not as snappy as
hopefully Sadikis can make a similar transition.
Oh, it's a good one. Look, so just before we do wrap up the show, obviously Fnatic versus Virtus.pro tomorrow. I mean, that's going to be a great series. You've even said, if I remember rightly, I might not, but you've said that's one of the most exciting series to watch right now in terms of how they match up against each other.
Fnatic Virtus.pro?
Yeah.
I
I'm sure you did say that.
I was actually the TSM Virtus.pro when I said.
No, that was today, but I'm talking about when we did Gfinity. I'm pretty sure you were like, oh, Fnatic Virtus.pro, that's...
I mean, it's very exciting in as much as Fnatic's in theory the #1 team, but
Yeah.
we've seen when VP hits the absolute peak mode, they're the only... Here's the thing, VP can definitely beat them when they do that, but also Fnatic's one of the only teams I've ever seen who did stop the Virtus.pro. That's what we said after the major. They actually literally either were in full-on God mode and they still beat them. So I don't know if they can do that again. That's a tall ask. And from this tournament so far, you'd figure VP's going into it favoured.
Yeah.
But who knows after a match like that?
Yeah, exactly. Crazy stuff. Natu, any final thoughts from you?
I think Virtus is going to win Fnatic tomorrow. Fnatic seems like a broken record right now. They have too many ups and downs with individual performance, and their playing style is what it is. You sort of, when you have that, it just doesn't work.
Yeah, well, I guess we will find out. So speaking of tomorrow, we're going to wrap up now, I think. The best thing to do. Get us out of the building. Sorry, for a minute there, I thought I was talking, it was you. I've turned into Natu. What's happening? I'm married with kids now. It's over. Just kidding. But anyway, so...
Someone make, please, on Reddit, make a Photoshop of Married with Children, that TV show from the 80s, with Natu's face on Al Bundy.
Yeah, do it. And no one knows what you're talking about. They're all too young. But anyway,
Don't care,
if one of
mate.
the older guys
Don't
can
even
do
care.
that, that'll work. Anyway, we are going to be back tomorrow. There's still some epic Counter-Strike left to be played in the PGL Season 1 finals. It is going to start with Fnatic versus Virtus.pro, and then the winner of that will be playing TSM in the grand final. It's going to be a best-of-5 grand final, but there is going to be a map advantage there, so just letting you know. Anyway, that's going to be back at the regular time, which is going to be, if I remember rightly, 1 o'clock Central European. I'm going to get it right this time. He's just said 12 now. 12 CST. It was starting at 1 local time. They did this to me yesterday. Just give it me in 1 time zone. It's too confusing. Anyway, you get the point. You know how to find the times. Go to a website or something. Don't listen to me. Just be here tomorrow. It's going to be great. Thanks a lot for watching tonight. We'll see you tomorrow.
Neo takes down Dupree. Started again. He'll add more to it. 3 kills total as he lines them up, and now Neo will come away with Zipix. It's another one as well on Pasha. So finally TSM with a round that they can sustain him. Zipix a third bomb site yet again, but Dupree could foil all the plans. 1 kill, looks back, tops the bomb as well. Perfect timing for Proach coming in from the hallway, and there it is. Pasha does arrive. 2 kills now for him, 1 into device, and Kerrigan needs to stop the bomb plant, but it goes down just in time, so it's a 1-on-1. He versus Pasha. Yeah, you did say that. I expected we might still see it on eco rounds, but we haven't even seen that. But it was at least like exciting. There was that troll aspect to it, same kind of thing.
I don't know how.
Angle it upward as well to try and use that pistol. Kerrigan has already cleaned out the connector, and he'll rotate back in. Here's Bialy coming from behind, a third one for him. KGB finds Taz waiting from above. It's left to just